Silver Cross, awarded to any sworn or ancillary member of the Department of Police or other law enforcement agency who distinguishes themselves by extraordinary bravery. Commendation Award, awarded to a citizen who performs some act involving personal danger above and beyond that which is normally required or expected of a citizen. MPO Mark Raleigh, MPO Nathan Witzak, Officer Brian Nodley, Silver Cross. Petty Officer Wesley Boyd, Commendation Award. Would you please come to the stage? On Wednesday, March 19th, 2008, shortly before 5:00 p.m., Virginia Beach police officers Raleigh, Witzek, and Nodley responded to the Thalia Gardens apartment complex for reports of shots fired. The officers heard by way of radio communications that the suspect was armed with a rifle and was believed to be inside the apartment building located at 4155 Inverness Road. These officers were the first responding units. Upon arrival, the officers quickly devised a plan to set up a perimeter to prevent the escape of the suspect if he was indeed still inside the apartment building. During that process, Officer Nodley heard a male voice moaning in pain and asking for help, a sound that he describes as a person in sheer agony. Officer Nodley could see the victim down through a row of bushes directly behind the building where the suspect was believed to be. The three officers developed a plan that MPO Raleigh and MPO Witzak would run to the victim and Officer Nodley would hold their cover. This put all of these officers in a vulnerable position. MPO Raleigh and MPO Witzak ran to the victim, each grabbing under an arm of the victim and quickly dragging the 280-pound man to the safe side of the building into an awaiting ambulance. These officers unselfishly and without regard for their own safety placed their lives in peril. During this real combat situation, they made the decision to remove themselves from safe positions of both good cover and concealment to render aid to a victim that resulted in that person's life being spared. It was later learned from the attending medical staff at the hospital that without the swift and unselfish actions of these courageous men, that the victim would have certainly perished. Not only were these officers brave in their actions that day to help save the victims in this shooting, but there is a citizen that acted with tremendous bravery as well. Petty Officer Wesley Boyd was off duty with his family in the Thalia Gardens apartment complex weight room when he heard rapid gunfire. He described the shots as sounding very crisp and clear, like they were coming from an automatic weapon outside of the clubhouse. As he looked up, the apartment manager, Lori, came running up and said, "Please help me, he shot me. Call 911. Mr. Boyd looked outside and saw another victim lying in the parking lot. He then looked back at Lori and noticed that she was holding her side. At that time, he guided his girlfriend and his child to a back closet where they could hide and get out of harm's way. Mr. Boyd then went back to Lori and tried to calm her down. She was going into shock. He grabbed some paper towels and applied pressure to Lori's entry and exit wounds. He had her lay on the opposite side of the wounds. Petty Officer Wesley Boyd successfully rendered aid to the apartment manager, Lori, until she was transported to the hospital. He was also able to relay the information Lori provided him about the shooting to investigators. This level-headed, selfless reaction to an unfolding crisis exhibits the best in our citizens at a time when the worst of another citizen was all too evident. For their bravery in the face of grave personal danger, MPO Raleigh, MPO Witzak, and Officer Nodley are awarded the department's Silver Cross. For his selfless acts to save the life of another person, regardless of personal injury, Petty Officer Wesley Boyd is awarded the department's Commendation Award. Thank you, gentlemen. The Medal of Merit.